Today we are discussing a common yet often underestimated type of car accident. That's a fender bender. David Greene from our friends at Greene and Phillips is here to shed light on why these minor collisions can have major consequences. David, it's good to see you.
Good morning.
Yeah, super important. Why would you say people here locally and nationwide downplay the fender bender?
Well, you don't want to be the person that's the suing type. You hear all this, I'm not the suing type. Well, you're not the suing type until an insurance company doesn't take care of you. And so many times, and these insurance companies, they're not bad people, but they just have an agenda, and their agenda is to make money and to save money by not paying potential claims or paying less on a claim. And so what happens, a lot of times people look at a fender bender and say, well, it's just a fender bender, my neck's just a little bit sore, I'll be fine, I'm not going to do anything, I'll call my own insurance and not make their insurance. I don't want them to pay for it, but it's actually the insurance company that's going to pay for it, the other driver's insurance. And so it's very important just to understand, if someone hits you and damages your car, you really need to talk to a lawyer. And the reason for that is you may have a problem down the road and if you've settled your case, you've got a problem with your neck down the road and you've already settled it, then you may not have gotten enough money. And so many times we've seen people come in that have already settled their case and they're trying to say, oh gosh, I had a neck surgery and I had this accident. Well, why didn't you talk to us earlier? Well, I'm just not the suing type. And just because you talk to a lawyer doesn't mean you are the suing type. And so people don't want to be labeled as being someone that's greedy. The fact is, you want to be treated fairly.
Right.
And sometimes you really need the advice of a lawyer that can help explain and push the right buttons, if you will, to make sure you're okay. Follow-up doctor's visits and making sure you're fine is certainly in the cards. And if there's small damages to your car, a lot of times people just think, I shouldn't do anything. But sometimes you can have very serious injuries just from a very small impact.
Yeah, through all of these conversations we've had over the past 5 years, you're a big advocate for going to get that doctor's visit regardless of how you feel in the moment.
Absolutely. Very important to get checked off. Make sure the doctor says you're okay. If the doctor says you're okay, he or she is going to do appropriate testing and look at you. And, you know, I've done this before, sent people and they said they're fine. No problem, great. I've sent people before, I've said, you need to make sure you get checked by a doctor. They'll go get checked and they've got something wrong with the neck or a torn shoulder. They didn't know they had it.
Right.
And so if they had settled their case or not gotten us involved or someone else involved, then they would not have been compensated. And then they would have had a problem they had to pay for out of their pocket down the road.
Yeah, super important information to remember. Let's talk about the other side of all this, and that's the police report. What do people need to do after being involved in a fender bender?
Number one, make sure you call 911.
Yeah.
Very, very important. And a lot of times you hear people say, don't move your vehicle. And I just disagree with that. Okay, I know there's some caveats with the law and that sort of thing. People say, well, you shouldn't move your vehicle. I believe if you're not able to move your vehicle, then that's one thing. But if you could move your vehicle off the side of the roadway, get out of the road to try to keep from causing another accident, that's what we advocate. We believe we don't want another person to be hurt or injured. But number one, get those vehicles to a safe place. You get out of those vehicles and get away from them. Make sure you call 911, get a report, because you're going to have a professional that's going to come out there. One of the officers of Mobile PD is going to come out, or a state trooper, whoever, and is going to investigate it and write everything up, because you may need that in the future. Yeah,
good to know. Finally, let's talk about what someone should consider when contacting a personal injury lawyer.
Well, you just need to ask them whether or not this is all you do. Are you is everything you do a personal injury type law firm? The lawyers at Greene and Phillips, and there are lots of other law firms around that's all they do. You've got a lot of very, very good lawyers in this area throughout the state of Alabama. Very, very important to make sure that that law firm handles your type of case. Have you handled a case like mine? That's a very valid question. How many cases like this have you handled? At Greene and Phillips, we've handled thousands and thousands of cases, probably getting close to 30,000 cases over the past almost 30 years, 28 years coming up here. And so I think it's very important to just ask that question. There are very good lawyers out there that can help you. That doesn't have to be Greene and Phillips, but you need to ask whether the lawyer you're talking to has handled this type of case, and what are your results? Have you ever been to trial? Have you ever tried a jury trial? The lawyers at Greene and Phillips, we try jury trials all the time.
Yeah. Well, important questions to remember when you're finding that perfect lawyer for your situation. If someone does want to give you guys a call, how can they get in contact?
It's very simple. You can contact us at greenphillips.com on the website, fill out the web form, or call us at 251-300-2000.
All right, David, thank you so much for stopping by.
Thanks.